Zimbabwe is considering banning social media for children under 18. ICT Minister Tatenda Mavetera announced on Sunday at a gathering in Karoi that the government is developing a child online protection policy that would ban people under the age of 18 from using Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Take a listen to what she said. Okay, so the policy is still being developed. We don't have a draft legislation yet. If you're a parent, likely when you hear this, it sounds like great news. So many dangers are on social media. We hear about it harming their mental health, for example. So it sounds like a great idea to ban social media, right? In theory, maybe. Now, Zimbabwe is far from alone in this issue. A famous example is Australia. Australia was the first country to pass an under-16 social media ban that was late last year. It is now in effect, and it is being closely watched worldwide by many other countries who are considering the same thing. Early reports after just a couple of months seem positive, but there are some problems as well coming out of Australia. Even across the border in South Africa, there are discussions ongoing with regulators that have already begun to follow Australia's lead and ban social media for children. However, there are some challenges to consider. The single biggest technical hurdle is age verification. How do you prove that someone is under or over 18 online? Seems like a simple question, but ultimately this is what it all boils down to. Options that are being used in Australia include government ID verification. In other words, everyone who wants to use social media needs to upload their government ID, whether it's a picture of your ID, your passport, your birth certificate, to prove what your age is. But as you can imagine, that raises privacy concerns. Do you feel comfortable uploading your ID to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? What about the concerns of these sites being hacked, which has happened over and over again? For this to work, everyone has to upload their ID. Otherwise, how will you tell that someone is under 18 or over 18? Well, other options that have been tried are biometric age estimation. Basically, some of these tools try to implement AI-based analysis of your face, as well as trying to analyze your behavior and so on to determine what your age is. As you can imagine, there's going to be a lot of false positives. It's going to be very difficult to determine how accurate this is. Another consideration. Which group of people would you say are normally the best at overcoming technological limitations? In my youth, when our parents used to put locks on the landlines so that you couldn't make calls without their permission, we always found a way, didn't we? Well, young people will often find a way, and right now that's what's happening in Australia. There's increased use of VPNs and other tools to try and bypass these legislations. So there's a lot to consider. It's not a simple and straightforward ban. What do you think?